That's how we think of it here. All right, Mandie, Andy, John, that order. Here we go. 8 on the clock. Mandie on the horn. Andy. JB. Everybody's on the clock except for Roberto. Mandie 10-6 out of the gate. Andy 10-9. John up top 10.3. Running order John, Mandie, Andy. Mandie 10-7. Andy 10-9. John 11 flat. Mandie trails by half a tenth. Mandie 10-6. Andy 10-8. John 10-2. Throwing him down. Mandie 10-8. Andy 10-9. John 10-1. I got to tell you, Mandie, that sounds worse than Tim's hatchback. And that's saying something. 10-1, John. My goodness. A 10-7 for Andy. A 10-2 for John. Left. Mandie a 10-7. Mandie 10-7. Andy 10-6 fast lap. John 11-0. Only 2 seconds from first to last. Mandie trails by 1.5. Andy 6/10 behind her. 6.5 to go. 10-4 for John. 10-8 for Andy. 10-8 for Mandie. Mandie 10-8. John 10-7. Andy 11-7. Leader on a 46.804 pace. That's John. Mandie on a 45.804 pace. 2 seconds back. 10-9 for Mandie. 11-2 for John. Andy 11-2. 1.5 seconds from car to car. Mandie 10-7. John 10-2. Andy 10-8. Mandie trails by 2.1. Andy trails by 1.9.
6 minutes left.
2 gone, 6 to go. Running order John, Mandie, Andy. 10.5 for John. 11-2 for Andy. 11-9 from Andy. 10-7 from Andy. 10-2 for John. 11-0 for Andy. Mandie 10-6. John 10-2. And Andy 10-9. So, John to Mandie 3.3. Mandie to Andy 2.8. John on a 46. Mandie on a 45. Andy on a 44. Almost identical times, just 1 lap apart. John 10-5. Mandie 10-8. Andy 10-9. Fast lap of the race. John Barron, a 10.095 on lap 14. 10.095. Not a 10.0, a 10.095. Listen more closely. Put your listening ears on. You're close to a 9. Close, close, close. Missed it by 9.5 100ths. Stop talking, start driving. You can do it. Mandie 10-6. John 11-3. Andy 10-8. 4.5 to go. John 12-9, getting slower. Andy 11-0, Mandie 10-9. John's got hecklers in the crowd. Hecklers. If you can't beat them, harass them. That's your motto, right? Yeah, I know how your motto is. 11-6 for John, 11-3 for Mandie, Andy 11-0, 10-7, John back in the groove, Andy 11-0. Coming up on the halfway mark, bong, there it is.
4 minutes left.
4 to go, running order John, Mandie, Andy, that hasn't changed much. John on a 45.806, Mandie on a 44.801, and Andy on a 44.803, so Andy has stepped it up. Andy trails Mandie by only 1.5, and Mandie's only 3 behind John. It's really close. 4.5 seconds from first to last. That ain't much. All it is 1 board in front of Myron, right? That'll cost you 4.5 easy. 3.5. 3.5 to go. John on top. That was a 10-6 for John. Andy 11-0. John down to 14-7. Mandie takes over the point with an 11-0. John trails by a quarter second now, and Andy trails John by 1.2. 3:10 remaining. Fast. John's got a fast lap, 10:09. Mandie a 10:63 and Andy a 10:68. Now that's close.
3 minutes left.
5 gone, 3 to go. Running order: Mandie, John, and Andy. John trails by a quarter second. Andy 1.3 behind him. 11:0 for Mandie, who's on top here. And then Andy 11:0, and John 10:6 takes over the point, dropping Mandie back to number 2 by a tenth of a second. Mandie at 10:9. Andy at 10:9. John at 10:4. So Mandie trails by half a second, make that 6/10. Andy by 1.6 behind her. Still 2.2 from first to last. Very, very close. And as they run is also how their top 3 look. John, Mandie, Andy. John with a 30.5, Mandie with a 32.09, and Andy with a 32.2. Wow, that is close. 2:10 remaining. John on top, Mandie 8/10 back, Andy 1.5 back of her. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, everybody on a 44 lap pace. John 44.8 flat, Mandie 44.801,
2
Andy
minutes
44.803. Wow, it's ridiculous. Under 2 to go. John on top, Mandie second, Andy third. 10:9 for John, 10:8 for Mandie, 11:6 for Andy. Mandie 11:1 on that pass. John 10:5 late in the race, Andy 11:0. So basically, Mandie trails by 1.1 and Andy 2.5 back of her. 90 seconds to go. John 10:8, Andy 11:0. Mandie had a 10:8 too, 10:8 as well. Mandie 10:9. Wow. John 10:7. Mandie trails by 1.3. Andy 2.5 back of her. Now 4 seconds from first to last. Everybody on a 44. Actually, John now on a 45.810. Oop, 44.800 now. Back and forth he goes. So close to a 45. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Needs to average better than 10:9.
1 minute left.
11:1 won't do it. Andy 10:9. Mandie had a 10:8 late in the race. 50 seconds to go. Here's Mandie 10:8 again. Follow that guy, Andy. John
45
missed the
seconds
lap.
left.
Hang on. So John in second. Mandie on top. Oh, back and forth they go. 44.801 identical times. Separated by 8/100.
30 seconds left.
Mandie 10:9. John had a 10:8. Looks like John missed another one.
$15 seconds left.
Two seconds. 1 second.
Mandie L done. John Prolix done.
Oh my gosh.
Andy L done.
Mandie 44.802.06.